Have you ever thought, why do I suck at fantasy football? Welcome. This is the Commissioner Fantasy Football Podcast.
And welcome.
Hello.
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 And this is the Commissioner with your co-host.
Guess I'm the co-host now. That's cool.
All right. Well,
Also, I have a name. Call me Matt.
I don't know
Vitale,
what your
I
name
guess.
is, man.
It's Vitale or it's Matt Vitale, whichever one's easier for you.
You
Should
told
we
me to call
tell
you
them?
Matt.
Yeah, I go by. Well, because that is, you know.
All right. Well,
I mean, look, I can explain it to you guys. It's pretty simple. Got it? Good.
good.
We're
Hey,
on the
week
same
4 is
page.
over.
Ooh, my friend, my
Walk
brother.
of shame. Walk of shame.
Okay. Do you remember you're like, oh, you're gonna be 0 and 3, you're gonna be 0 and 4, you're gonna be 0 and 4 and all this shenanigans? Well, I had a talk with my team. Before the week started, we had a serious talk. I sat down with all the players, and believe you me, they performed to the point where you barely got to what I was projected to get to. And I just outscored everyone in our league. Just
You know what the good thing about it though is, because I play in so many leagues, when the team goes off, you clap your hands and you move on.
right.
Now with other leagues that I had a situation in Monday because of that stupid KC touchdown, defensive touchdown, lost by 2 points. Yeah, that stinks.
That was. Did you see how confused Edelman was? He's like,
Dude, and,
what?
And I was playing against KC defense and Edelman. I feel like he gave that. He's like, here, let me screw your team. Here you go. Just if he caught that pass, I'm still okay because I'm still way
Did you
ahead.
see the look on his face during the replay?
Dude, he pissed me off. I hate Edelman now. I literally personally hate him because
Why? I mean, he made a
he
mistake.
literally gave KC a touchdown. All right.
Yeah, I don't think he actually knew what was going on, by the way. So,
Well, like everybody who have frustrating losses, like Calvin Ridley getting a fat 0 today.
I'm sorry, did you have a frustrating loss this week? Because I heard I kicked your ass.
That wasn't that frustrating. Like having Mixon go off, you know how excited that was?
So
like I knew I was going to lose at that point, but
right?
Mixon, all that patience for 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, he outscored himself.
Yeah,
he got more points in 1 week than he did in 3 weeks, which is that was great.
So, not to spend too much time. Look, you probably had difficult losses, but one thing about when you lose, big or little, you lose, right?
Or you were a badass like I was this week.
Or you had a great week, and that's great. But look, the next thing is to move on. So
hold on, didn't we do a FanDuel thing this week as well?
Yeah, you did win that too.
I did. I did. And I won Dynasty. I was supposed to lose. Bad. But Kittle brought me back.
Did you see my Dynasty score? Oh, it felt good. Okay.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't playing you this week in Dynasty. So.
Right,
but it's always good to beat Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure. All right, let me talk about some key injuries.
Sorry, Jeff.
All
right, let's move on.
Some key injuries. Austin Eckler and Nick Chubb.
Okay, I know we talk about injuries all the time, and it sucks, but sometimes injuries work in your favor, and it's hard to feel bad for the guy.
It is, but like I feel bad. I have Hunt in the league, and I'm happy because I get to start Hunt with comfortably. But like it sucks to see Nick Chubb go down. Austin Eckler. We're gonna talk about the waiver pickups for those guys.
Got it. Well, I have Joshua Kelly and I have Hunt in our
Joshua
leagues,
Kelly. We're gonna talk about him. All right,
we're gonna find. I think he'll do fine. But
Julio Jones was dealing with an injury. It looks like I don't know if he re-aggravated that injury during the game because he didn't play half the rest of the game. Calvin Ridley, remember I mentioned to you earlier this week, he didn't look good in practice. Yep. Well, I don't know if that affected this game or maybe Alexander, the quarterback for the Packers.
I'm telling you, man, he's been getting drunk way too often.
I don't think that's it.
I told you he was hungover in practice, but nobody believes him.
Like a lot of letdowns from Calvin Ridley. Hopkins, I think he was dealing with an ankle injury that affected him during the game.
Hopkins.
And then Laviska Shenault, that's the guy that I've been pumping up, but he got injured enough, so I put that in there. But those are the key injuries for week 4. We're going to talk about for the waiver pickups, mining those injuries. Another thing about week 5, we have bye weeks coming up.
Bye weeks.
Hey, two teams only for this bye week. We got the Packers and the Lions. So, your Lions, Packers players, it's gonna be tough.
And then your Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones people.
Yeah, well, Devontae Adams, I think they didn't let him play this game because they knew they're going to beat the crappy
Well,
Falcons.
they didn't need him, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so the thing to watch for this week, this is the big one, the Titans with all the COVID, all those
Mhm.
COVID, they have, I don't know how many, over 20 people tested positive. So the
Uh,
Bills and the Titans game, that's the one to watch because if those Titans, with all those COVID testing positive, this game might not happen. So that's the thing to watch this week. So if you have Bills and Titan players again,
Singletary, Singletary,
Singletary, Josh Allen, Diggs,
Singletary.
John Brown,
Yeah.
the defense. It's a lot of. All right.
All right,
Ready
let's
to
talk
get into
about
some waiver
QBs.
pickups?
Yeah. If he's still available.
So, I mean, this is not the biggest streaming quarterbacks week. I'm going to stream, for example, I have Joe Burrow playing the Ravens.
Mhm.
So I'll be looking for Justin Herbert, Teddy Bridgewater. Those are the top ones for me.
Okay.
Does Justin Herbert look good against a good defense, throwing the ball? He has some deep throws. Him and Keenan Allen have a connection. I love it. So Justin Herbert's a good
It's-
pickup. And Teddy Bridgewater, too.
It's nice to see Allen being used again.
Yeah, we talked about it last time.
Mhm.
And Allen's super talented. Daniel Jones has a matchup against the Dallas Cowboys.
Which
That's
I think we were talking about this earlier when I was going through rosters. And I have Golden Tate, who hasn't been doing very well. Neither has most of the Giants. But how do you not start any wide receiver playing against Dallas this week?
we'll talk
Or
about it.
or any week for that matter?
You know what? I think in this game, I think Dallas's defense is gonna come through. They're gonna group together and change something. So for me, it's either Giants really do well against them or the Cowboys defense shows up. So you might want to stream the Cowboys defense too. That's the last option if you don't have a
Just-
defense.
Just in case, put the Cowboys in.
Another one is
case.
Kirk Cousins. That's another kind of streaming guy you could stream.
Okay.
So Vikings are playing Seattle, so it's not a bad matchup. Again, the secondary for the Seattle Seahawks stinks. So the Vikings, Kirk Cousins might be a decent streamer, and then Minshew also because he's got DJ Chark back. He looks like a different guy. So if you need quarterback streams this week, those are some of the guys to look for. Go look for Ben Roethlisberger, who was dropped probably because of the bye week. So go look for him.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some running backs. So
this is the one.
Joshua Kelly, 2 fumbles, 2 weeks straight. Should we be worried?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if the coaching is going to give him confidence. Look, Justin Jackson has experience last year. He's got experience with the Chargers. So I don't know. Joshua Kelly, for me, you want to pick up one of these two guys, right? If you have room for Justin
if they're
Jackson, pick him
available.
up.
Yeah.
Yes. Joshua Kelly's probably not as available as much as Justin Jackson, but go pick up Justin Jackson just in case, and then just watch because we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they'll give Joshua Kelly the work. I don't know.
I think they're going to. Who are they playing this week?
The Chargers, it's a Monday night game. They are playing the Saints.
Okay.
So at the Saints. So it's not an easy matchup, but again, we've seen them in decent matchups, and Joshua Kelly did well.
Also,
But this is a
Joshua
good
Kelly
game to
catches the ball, so
Yeah. So this is a good game to see and watch with the coaches if they're going to go back and trust Joshua Kelly.
yeah, if you have somebody better, start them. If he goes off, oh well. But
all right, if going to the next one, so Chubb going down. So Hunt had an injury. He had a groin injury, so he might be still
had
dealing
or
with that.
has, yeah.
He still might have it. So the next guy to pick up, the guy who was used, he almost had like 90 yards in this game. Dearness Johnson. Then literally, I love waiver pickups because we
All
never
the
hear these names.
Johnsons, yeah. But I hear he's pretty earnest, so.
Yeah, he's being earnest in his trying to get his position. So,
dude, they were working all the backs last game.
So this is a guy to pick up. And if you watch today's Patriots game, the next guy, Damian Harris, who's been on IR, he looked good.
He looked real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you. You have him in your lineup, and you're
He's
trying to get something.
I've been holding him since like four weeks, and I'm like,
now you're trying to get some value for him, huh?
Something, I don't know. Maybe I'll get something. If not, I'll have somebody on my bench.
don't trust for long term, especially the Patriots backfield.
But look, if Bill Belichick finds somebody, he's going to use them. So he's done that before. Where he finds a workhorse, he's going to use it.
Did Burkhead get a touchdown today? I don't remember. No? Okay.
The whole team stunk.
Ooh, yeah.
Drake is having some problems. I love Drake, but he's not doing well. Looks like Chase Edmonds is a good pickup.
So Drake not doing so good.
Not doing so good. Looks like Chase Edmonds was a good
backup.
handcuff. Well, for a long time, I've always talked about his handcuff. Like Johnny in our league, he has him as a handcuff. But it's
Which
again,
makes it tough for
who
the
do you
rest of
start?
us.
Yeah, but who do you
I
start at
don't
this
know.
point? So, and the last guy for the running backs is the rookie Keyshawn Vaughn. Actually got work with Brady. This is a Thursday night game coming up. If Fournette doesn't play, Keyshawn Vaughn is a sneaky pickup to hold. Look, they liked him coming in as a rookie. Then they got Fournette, and it's a big mix-up.
Fournette's injured, and
McCoy got injured. Fournette's injured. We don't know what Fournette's status is, but if it's Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn, it might be a decent start. But again, they were using him quite often in passing downs with Brady.
Well,
So he looked good.
If he's catching the ball, then I think he'd be a good addition, especially the way Brady's been throwing. Did you see that second half?
Yeah,
Did you see that second half?
He went Brady-esque.
He went, I'm still relevant. Look at me.
Hey, he won a good game. Look, I thought they were going to lose to the Chargers, but
they
stepped up and
they were going to until he went, oh, I'm throwing the ball now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, some wide receivers, right?
Wide receivers.
For me, it's really thin here, and I can mix all these up. I put in order. For me right now, I give you the order, but I'm looking back at the order. Christian Kirk.
So none of these are looking that great to me, but
Christian
I know,
Kirk.
yeah.
I love Christian Kirk last year, the year before as a rookie. But
the
thing is,
loved a lot of people 2 years ago. Yeah.
If Hopkins is still dealing with this ankle injury, he didn't look like himself. Christian Kirk is the guy there. He just came off an injury himself, but he looked good. He caught a touchdown. So Christian Kirk would be the top guy to pick up because he's probably in waivers. So, and then let's talk about your guy, AJ Green, man. Are we dropping AJ Green?
I'm not dropping him because I have him in my dynasty league. I can't afford to drop him, but I'm benching him.
I have him in 2 leagues. I'm dropping him. I'm done.
He's benched. Is he afraid of the ball?
It looks like he's just.
I think he's afraid of the football.
He's the opposite of a magnet. You know how they have a magnet hands with the ball? He's the opposite of that.
Yeah, he's the opposite end of a magnet where he pushes the ball away before it can touch him. It's like he runs away from the ball.
And it's not like Joe Burrow is missing everybody. So, at first I wanted to blame Joe Burrow.
He had over 300 yards passed for 3 games straight.
Yeah, but
Do you know how many of those yards went to AJ Green?
I don't know how many.
I don't know either. In fact, our sleeper app reported that he had I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was he had 6 or 7 targets. It was good for 1 of 7 or something to that extent. And that's what he did in his loss against the Bengals. The sleeper app forgot that he was on the Bengals. That's how bad he did.
Yeah, look, and we cannot blame Joe Burrow because T. Higgins, Boyd, they're catching the ball.
Dude, Boyd, I wish I had Boyd. Dude. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
So, going back after Christian Kirk, the next guy for me is T. Higgins. Looks like he's legit. Him and Boyd are the guy who Joe Burrow is going to go to. They're the go-to guys for him at this point. So, T. Higgins, I picked him up last week in a few leagues, but if he's available, go get him. It looks like Joe Burrow is going to throw the ball, and T. Higgins is the guy. All right.
Do you think he's afraid that he might get tackled, or do you think he's afraid that he might is it a re-injury thing? Sorry, I'm still on AJ Green.
It's a mental. It looks like a mental thing.
Did you watch him play this week?
Yeah,
did you see his? Yeah, it's like
something's off.
The ball's going towards him, and he's like, "Ooh, no."
He's not maybe as aggressive in getting the ball as he used to be. But
again, if you're a defense, do you even try to cover him? What's
they do?
Okay.
All right.
Do we talk about Quan Smith?
Tre'Quan Smith. He's another pickup, but before that, so number 1 was Christian Kirk. Number 2 is T. Higgins. Number 3 is Tim Patrick. So a lot of people don't know about this guy, but if you watch that Denver Jets game again, it is against the Jets. But he was the most targeted wide receiver in Denver. They got a new quarterback that they
is he starting this week again? Or?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, he's going to start.
That was surprisingly a good game.
Yeah, it was a fun.
It was the opposite of the Kansas City and Patriots game. Good.
Dude, Belichick in that defense and what they prepare for games really well.
Yeah, until the end there.
Yeah, they have everything fall apart. But that's part. Scotty Miller, because Godwin is still out. Scotty Miller is a good pickup. Looks like Brady is targeting him a lot.
Also, Evans is still questionable. So he didn't practice today.
Yeah, but that's because it's a short week. He probably won't practice at all. He'll do some drills. It's a short week for them.
Correct.
So Scotty Miller's a decent pickup. And then last guy you just mentioned, Traquan Smith, because Thomas, we don't know when he's coming back. But hey, I think Drew Brees found himself is a connection now. You saw that in the Lions game.
Brees is Brees. He might have a bad game or two, but there's a reason why he holds most of the NFL quarterback records. So,
all right, let's go to tight ends, and then we'll do some defenses. Tight ends, we talked about this guy.
Hold on. Before we talk about pickups, can we just talk about Kittle's return?
Kittle is
wow.
Goodness.
Just wow.
15 to 15. Jeez.
Just almost 200 yards. I think it was like
there's nobody else does that on that team. They use him so
on that team. I don't think I've ever seen a tight end get that many after contact yards. I mean, there's guys.
When you get 14, any player who gets 14 targets will do something with it.
Well, especially if you're catching all those targets.
Yeah. But that's insane. Name me another player that has 15 targets.
I don't know. I mean, and they had Deebo Samuel played most of the game. He looked pretty good.
Yeah,
even though Garoppolo's not there. But
it's the way they run their system. It's perfect for Kittle. It is run through Kittle.
Well, now that am I pronouncing it right? Ayuk. Now that he seems pretty threatening, so it's going to be tough. Like who do you cover, Samuel or Ayuk or Kittle? You know, it's if Garoppolo's back this week, it's going to be a very offensive game for them.
All right, so those tight ends. Well, we'll talk about the number 2 tight end. What I don't know if you saw what Kittle talked about him, but Mo Alley Cox, if he's still out there, looks like Mr. Rivers likes Mo Alley Cox, a big guy, catches the ball. So
why is that a surprise to people? Rivers has always preferred tight ends.
Yes. So we talked about him before. I'm not going to get into it, but Robert Tonyan for the Packers, 3 touchdowns. And guess who tweeted about him? Because they used to be roommates. Mr. Kittle, they're good friends. So he tweeted out there. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think Tanya's like, hey, Rodgers, look what the 49ers are doing. Can you do that for me?
No, maybe before the game, maybe he came up to Rodgers and was like, hey, look, man.
No, but because Adams wasn't
Devontae Adams is gone.
Yeah.
Lazard's gone. There. I mean, are you going to throw to MVS all night? Come on, man.
No, MVS is not that kind of type of player. It looks
but I think that's the conversation he had. He said, look, man, throw it to me. I'll catch it.
So the thing about this, okay, Robert Tonyan, they're on the bye week. So this is the time a lot of people are not going to be looking to pick him up, right? Because what are you going to use him for? So that's a sneaky pickup to kind of stash and see if, hey, maybe this is a breakout year because
if Devontae Adams doesn't play,
even if he plays, maybe Rodgers has
finally found a tight end to throw to.
Exactly. We don't know. So
we know that Rodgers didn't like Rodgers last year. So
no, not last year. Way before.
Was he not there last year?
No. You're talking about years back.
Well, Rodgers never threw to Rodgers. Except for
OJ Howard got injured. Look, he's going to be out. So the next guy to pick up, Cameron Brate. That's the other tight end.
Excuse me. What about my man? What about
people keep asking me sending me messages
what about Gronk?
No,
what about Gronk?
I keep telling people no. Like
I don't know, man. Week 5 could be Gronk's breakthrough, especially if Evans is down.
So Cameron Brate is a good pickup because again, Brady also likes tight ends. And then the other two are whatever for me. Drew Sample because of Joe Burrow and Greg Olsen looks like he's being targeted by Mr. Wilson.
Can we go back to running backs real quick? Because you didn't mention Jamal Williams.
Okay, and
Jamal Williams had 95 yards receiving yards.
Yes, but let's go back and Devontae Adams.
I understand.
Well, look, if Aaron Jones goes down, anything happens to Aaron Jones, Williams is a must. He's almost like a hunt.
Well, right? Of course. Well, he wasn't because they would rarely use him, but now that they're running out of targets, Lazard's gone for almost half the season.
No, Lazard might be out for the season, I heard. So
well, that's what I said, almost at least half the season, right? And it seemed like Rodgers was really comfortable throwing to him.
They
didn't really. I think they rushed him 2 or 3 times, and everything else was just throws. And he could have gotten that touchdown, but they didn't.
Yeah. So that's a good point. If you have Aaron Jones, that's a good handcuff at this point because you could tell the running backs are being used for Green Bay. If something happens to Aaron Jones, Damian Williams, and even AJ Dillon, they was kind of used a little bit today, but
I'd go with Williams.
Well, yeah, for now, Williams.
All right. Anything to add to Greg Olsen besides
No,
he's
those
Greg
are
Olsen? Yeah.
Streaming defenses. If you see the Cardinals out there, I already picked up the Cardinals and stuck them on some of my benches. They're playing the Jets.
No, man, the Jets looked good last week. We'll see.
Yeah. And then again, if you really need, there's not a lot of good streaming defenses this week, but if you really need, the Cowboys might be decent because Daniel Jones makes mistakes.
I think the Cowboys are going to be a boomer bust. And Jones.
Look, with the Cowboys, I think because of all this trash talk from everybody on them, on their defense, they might get it together. That's what I'm thinking might happen.
Jones might be thinking the same thing.
So worst case scenario, pick up your Cowboys, start them. They're not that bad of a start against a.
Do you remember Jones last year?
Yeah, he did a lot better than what he's doing now, right?
No, he did a lot better towards the middle and end of the season.
We'll see. We'll see what.
I
want to see. This is a good game to watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Against the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, because I think we're talking about it, and it's. I mean, no matter who they play, the wideouts are just trash. I mean, they left Lockett open 3-4 times when they played Seattle.
Yeah.
Last week, it was just like. So the question is, no matter who they're playing, do you just start whatever wide receiver you have on the opposite team playing Dallas?
Yeah, but I want to see.
Is that a good strategy?
I don't know if it is right now because right now with this Giants team, they don't look good. They don't have a good O-line. So whatever. All right. And now if you want to stream another defense, the Browns play the Colts. Rivers is prone to turnovers. So they look like they're game managing him really well. But look, if you're in a pinch, the Browns, another one. That's about it for waivers.
Yep. Browns look really good. But again,
Cowboys look
bad. Yeah.
Any other takeaways from this week? Surprises?
Remember that one time I kicked your ass? Oh yeah, it was this week.
All right. You're still 1-3, buddy.
That is correct. But my chances of being 2-3 are pretty good. And my chances of not losing for a while look pretty good.
Look, if you're 0-4 and you're listening, if you're 1-3 and you're listening, never give up because your season could turn around in the instant. Like it's that simple. Just play the waivers, get the players, get key players, pick up players, drop crappy players, and just keep active, be active.
Look, last year I was undefeated 10 games, first 10 games of the season, couldn't be beat. Had some issues, lost 3 straight, won I think last week before the playoffs or whatever, and lost second round of the playoffs. So
exactly. As long as
I'd rather do the opposite. As long as I make the playoffs and I can win.
Make the playoffs. That's your goal in your league, right? If you have 6 teams make the playoffs, 4 teams, try to see if you could just play till the end. Try to make I did that last year. I made in this 12-team league. I made it in the 6th spot. The last spot barely.
It doesn't matter.
Snuck in there.
Making is making it, man.
You make it, and then I won it out. I won all 3 games, and I won the championship. Look, it can happen. Just keep playing. Be active. That's it. Keep listening to us.
Yep, right? And keep working those waiver wires.
All right, salute.
Week
5 coming up.
5, right? Right.
All right.
All right, week 5. See you.
We'll see you in the next episodes for the sits and for the start and back. All right?
Dude, you better not be sleeping after that podcast. That was an amazing message. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Commissioner. Also subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Any comments, questions, concerns, send them to the Instagram page, The Commissioner, your fantasy football guide.